the stats, whatever. We know it's not a great situation at the moment. What needs to change, or what can you affect ahead of this game?
I think all we can do is keep the players believing, and make sure when they go out there that they don't forget how to win. You know, it's time where we turn the corner. Everybody knows that. It's well documented. And the players are working extremely hard. Staff, you know, the manager's working ridiculously hard, you know, to try and give them the support that they need. At the minute, they do need support. You know, players think they're tough and they think they're brave and all that, but when they go through runs like this, they generally look round for some guidance. And we're trying to give them that guidance from how to play, how to set up, and make sure that the confidence doesn't get knocked by what's happening out there on the pitch, because they're tough times at the moment because results aren't going your way. And we feel like we're getting there. We feel like Saturday we're sitting here a little bit upset with ourselves because we didn't get something out of the game. And it is down to sometimes a little bit of luck, but listen, we've got to make our own luck at the moment, and that's something we've got to work on. So
there's a bit more carrot than stick at these times that works for you, Greg, would you say?
Yeah, I mean, listen, the manager's firm, but he's very fair. You know, one of his great strengths is he's very fair, really honest. He's black and white. You know where you stand with him. That's us as a staff that are working round him, and that's the players. You know, so. With that, you have no choice but to accept what's going on, because he's a very, very fair man, and that's the biggest quality that I see in him. You know, he makes his mind up, says it as he sees it. If he gets it wrong, he'll apologise. If he doesn't get it wrong, you know, people have to just take on board what he's saying, and I think that's where we are at the minute. We're working under strong leadership. He's determined to get the results better and improved, and we're determined to make sure we do our bit with the players to help him achieve that.
So, I know if you look at results, it's hard to see it, but from inside, where would you say the improvement has started to show? What has he done to sort of make things better?
I think standards all round, to be honest. Listen, there's no easy answers, by the way. But standards all round have been lifted. You know, everybody's got to look at themselves. Everybody, and I mean from top to bottom of this football club, got to take a good long look at themselves and see what they can do, how they can improve themselves. Improving yourself in turn helps improve the team. Improving the team improves results, and it's as simple as that. You know, there's no hidden formula, but if everybody looks at what they're doing and can improve on what they're doing, you know, we're going to change the way our fortunes are going at the minute.
Coventry come done okay just lately. What can you say about your team that's going to combat them? Have you got any people back? Is there any good news? Well,
we are looking at getting bodies back. You know, bit by bit they're getting onto the training ground. You know, we'll have a long look at the training today and see how that settles down. You know, in the next 24 hours. But you know, there is players there that are back on the training field. It'd be remiss of me to say who they were, because we don't hand anything over. But you know, we're going to get stronger over the next 2 to 3 weeks. Tomorrow might come a little bit early for some, but we're definitely getting bodies on the training ground, which is a massive plus. What we need is 24 bodies to choose from, so that when we do make changes, we're not weakening the side, and when we look at the bench when things aren't going great, we've got players that we know that can come on and improve the team, and we can, you know, go from draws to wins rather than draws to fighting and hanging on in certain games. But we certainly have to change that, and that's looking as a positive, hopefully, over the next few weeks.
Is it unfair to say this is a season about staying in the division, Greg?
Not something I've thought about adding that statement at the minute. At the moment, where you are in the table is where you are, and you know, if the season finished on Saturday, we'd be in trouble, wouldn't we? So that's an obvious. But it's not something you set out is to survive. Not this club doesn't need to be, you know, looking at that as a positive. At the minute, we've got to get out of where we are. We've got to improve. We've got to get some results. We've got to get some wins. We've got to change our fortunes, and we've got to do it quickly.
And against Coventry, what sort of game are you expecting?
Listen, every game at the moment is proving to be tough, isn't it? That's another obvious statement. But they're a decent side. They've had a couple of really good wins, hard-fought wins, I have to say. They've ground out a result at home to Wycombe, and they've managed to turn Southend, which is a difficult, you know, opposition away from home. Got some good players in the team, you know, right through the team. They've got some players that on the day can be match winners. So we have to be aware of that and stifle that, stop them playing, and then get some of our players to affect the game, you know, and just have that change of fortune. But again, respect to Coventry at the forefront of it. But you know, we go in there, you know, to really compete with them. And listen, on paper we've got a side that's capable of competing, and we have to keep doing that.
Greg, you talked about everybody has to take a look and stuff throughout the club, and you've been at every level at a lot of different clubs now. Yeah. I heard on Saturday the crowd were having a go at the co-owner. Does that affect all of you or not?
It's not great, is it? Because you know, if the club's got positives running through it, Rochdale's a typical example. They've got loads of positives running through the club. You know, it helps. Once negatives set in, then it becomes another obstacle, and almost we've got to deal with that. You've got to fight with that before you fight with the opposition, and that is hard, you know. And when the players make a mistake on the pitch, you know, and they hear the moans and groans, which are acceptable and part of the game, and everybody accepts that. It's not criticism. We've got to deal with it. You know, it hurts me, it hurts the manager, it hurts the players, but you know, we can't affect that. It's something we can't affect. We can only affect results, and results will change that feeling. And we've got to find them quickly to protect the club. You know, it's about the club at the moment. There's no individual that for me that matters any more than this football club winning football games right now.
Good to see you always positive as ever, Greg.
You have to be, and you know, it takes a lot of bravery from everybody to go out there, stand firm, be counted, be accountable, and give of everything you've got. You know, from Monday to Friday and through the midweek games. And you know, listen, if there's words of support there to be offered that'll help, then they get them. They certainly get them from the manager, they get them from Martin, they get them from myself, and the lads themselves are trying to deal with it in their own way. They're trying to do things slightly different and generate their you know, an atmosphere that's a positive one. You know, but at the minute that'll remain a little bit tricky till we get them wins. Certainly at home, where the fans come to see us, you know, get points and score goals, and we're not doing that at the minute. So you have to accept what comes with it. But you know, we need them. That's for sure. We need the fans. We need the fans on side. You know, as hard as it is, they've got to dig deep. Like we've got to dig deep and find a way of getting us through this period, because they're part of us. It's their club, and you know, they make a massive impact on what happens on the pitch.
Thanks, Greg. Good luck.
Thanks, Adam.
As you said, Greg, I mean, you know, with the chance and what have you, the team always gets caught in the crossfire. I don't know. I mean, it happens at other clubs, and you know, you've seen it at Blackpool and Coventry. You know, and how easy is it for players to sort of, you know, try and perhaps, say, put a shield on, but try and let that just blow over a little bit?
It's not easy, it's not easy, but you probably have to look at Coventry as a great example. You know, they were at war with their owners. You know, Blackpool at war with their owners, and they're two teams now that are pulling up trees in the division, considering the circumstances they've had. It will change. It will get better at some point. When that is, I can't give you an answer, but it will change, and you only have to look at them two types of teams to see that, you know, you get through it. You have to find a way of getting through it, but it's only unity that gets you through it. And people have got to stand up, they've got to be brave, they've got to have a good look at themselves, and they've got to respond. And the best way to do it is by performances on the pitch, and everything else then will flourish off the back of that. It'll get worse if results don't pick up, but it's common, it's normal. You know, it's not nice, but it happens in football, and it happens at certain clubs.
And I think, you know, because you get the impression that a lot of this criticism now is almost entrenched, and it's going to carry on. So you've almost got to sort of drown it out with the football, in a sense, and you sort of perhaps, you know, die it down a little bit by just, as you say, getting points
and everybody giving 100% on and off the pitch. That's the football side of it. You know, the fans will buy into that. The fans will they'll back us to the hill. You know, if they can see that there's full commitment from the staff and from the players, they'll be fine. You know, it's when they see it slightly waning. You know, and sometimes it wanes through lack of confidence, through lack of bravery. It does happen, Simon.
Like a bit of a cycle.
It can get in there, but we've got to find a way of getting out of it. And you know, the manager's done things different this week. You know, he's changed one or two things around. Freshness, new ideas, different. He's been honest. He's been straight. Nothing's been taken in any negative way from the players. They've accepted everything thrown at them. And to be fair, at the minute, they're looking for guidance and help as well, and they're getting it in abundance, I think, from the management team, and they've got to respond to that. You know, they've got the difficult job of playing under that slight bit of pressure. But all we've said is give everything you've got with an absolute honesty about your performance, and the fans will come with you. They will find a way of backing you, because this is it's a decent crowd that have had some tough times in the past, and they know how to deal with them, and we're appealing to them to come with it and you know, look beyond it and give the players the help that they need to get that win, that first win, and change our fortunes in terms of little bits of luck as well. And it sometimes is down to a little bit of luck, Simon, and we need everything to go in our favour to find that win, to find the performances, to start turning the fortunes of the club.
And you said about, obviously, manager's pretty straight talking and what have you. I mean, obviously last week he said he's looking at everybody, including the staff. I mean, how does, as his number two, so to speak, how does that sort of affect you in any way? I mean,
it just makes me, well, maybe it's a rallying call to me. Yeah, it makes me have a good look at myself, saying, what more can I do? How can I help? You know, it doesn't worry me. I accept it. Listen, when results are like they are, everybody has had a part to play in it, and I'd say then that you have to look at your own performance, and I've just said that, you know, openly. We all have to look at our performances, and you can't feel sorry for yourself. Just get on with it, you know, and try and do a little bit more, and try and help a little bit more, and try and make things better. Be part of it, and then when it turns and you have done what you can, you know, that's that little bit of success that you do eventually get will feel all the sweeter. But it doesn't affect me in a negative way. It affects me actually in a more I'm rolling my sleeves up, gonna have a go at it.
Because it's a different dynamic, and obviously when you came in with Michael and the three of you, obviously he was a young coach and you were sort of like the old hand sort of thing, sort of guiding him through it. Yeah. And now obviously you've got a manager who's had good success in Scotland, obviously older, and there's this sort of different feel about as a coaching staff.
Yeah, I mean, listen, when you're an assistant, Martin and I are both assistant, you support whatever the manager's philosophy is, and that's what we're doing with David. You know, we're just trying to support what he's doing. You know, and at the minute he's as determined as anybody to get results, and we've got to show that same support, backing, and determination to follow him and help him get that. It's as simple as that. You know, he comes in, he makes the rules, and we have to abide by them and get on with it and work with him to make things the way he wants them.
He's made it pretty clear that, as he said, he's had 10 years of waiting for a job as big as this, and you say you don't want to give it up easily. And
you can't blame him, can you? It's a fantastic football club to manage, you know, and you know, he wants to make a success of it, and where he was in terms of and where he is, you know, possibly chalk and cheese. You know, it's a big opportunity, and he don't want to let go of this without an absolute fight, and we've got to follow that fight, and if you don't, then you'll drop off the ladder. It's as simple as that. That's everybody.